Hi there, my name is Barbara Lynn Burns and welcome to Art and Soul Insider. I welcome you to this art and wellness moment of time for you just to take a break from your world and just sit back and relax. So often we are so busy with life that it becomes just a whirlwind. So this is an opportunity for you to sit back, as I mentioned before, and just take some time for you. So if that sounds good, hang on tight. We're going to do a whole bunch of things. And what's really great about the whole bunch of things that we do is that they're time stamped. So you can go specifically to the one that interests you, or you could watch the whole video. So first thing first, what should we start with? Oh, a featured supply we're going to do. So a featured supply today is about what I do when I'm making abstract art. And this is kind of the first thing I do when I am working in abstracts. So if that interests you, go to the featured supply one. Next part is we have a guided meditation. This is a sensory relaxation. It is a wonderful meditation that just makes you focus on your senses. It's really lovely. And then for our art project, we are doing part 2 of our gratitude leaves. So our Thanksgiving gratitude leaves. And really a very special project, I think, and just in time for Americans and their Thanksgiving, because as Canadians we've already had ours. So, and then the last thing is we do an oracle card reading, which sets you on your way to the rest of your week, the rest of your day, and gives you something to think about and possibly put in your heart and mind for the rest of the week. So if that interests you, hang on tight, and here we go. Okay, here we are at the featured supply. So the first thing I do when I'm working in an abstract is I put a few layers down. And the layers are basically mark making. They are in order to kind of put something onto the canvas or onto the paper or onto the wooden panel that I have painted with gesso. Any of those things, it's to put something down on the canvas or our support. So here is just a few things you can use to start that, okay? So these are mark making, supplies. So first one is tinted charcoal or just regular charcoal. So I have here, it's in pencil, but you can get charcoal that is in vine. Okay, so it literally looks like a vine, little branch. It's very thin. I don't have any more right now, and I don't have any more of the block charcoal either. So you could use either of those 3 things to make marks. Now the thing with charcoal is when you put anything down, it's going to smudge if you go over with a brush or anything like that. But that's okay if that's what you're looking for. You know, that could really provide some wonderful harsh and a little subtle marks. So that is charcoal. The next one is graphite pens. Now these are a little small to see, okay? So I would say you could use these. Usually when I'm doing mark making on the first layer, I use my number 1, okay? So it's a little thicker, you know, but I also like to use what's called Indian ink. I couldn't find my Indian ink, but you can get quite a large container, and you can get smaller little ones, and you can apply the Indian ink with a brush. So you can get that all over your canvas, and that can be the first start of mark making. So using ink. The next one is I sometimes use watercolors. So these are very different watercolors because they're double-ended watercolor brush pens. So what I use is the brush end. Which side is it? It's really nice. It gives you little indicators. So this is the brush. Okay, so this provides greater possibilities for mark making there. So that's the type of thing I use. Then if I want, when I apply water onto it, it will actually then, you'll still get to see your marks, but you'll get some color in there as well. So that's another possibility. Okay, usually watercolors aren't like a favorite type of thing, but they do work if you want a little bit of color. Now, this is another part of a little bit of color with watercolors, and these are called Neocolor 2 water-soluble pastels. Kind of like crayons, basically, but they're water pastel. So, these are Neocolor 2. There is a Neocolor 1, okay? I love this set. It's just brand new to me. So you can take a color very much like what I showed you with the watercolor brush pens, and you can color an area. You could do lines like that. And again, you take your brush, okay, and you can get some really nice, strong colors, or you can get some line work with a variation around the edge. And again, this is mark making. This is just putting stuff on your canvas, on your support that you're painting on, just to give a little color to get you going. I've also used, and this, it doesn't make that big of an effect. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go back. Because here I mentioned water-soluble, they call them wax pastels, water-soluble color wax pastels. So very much like I said, crayons. You can use crayons as well as your mark making. I don't have any crayons on me today, but that's what you can also do. And what's kind of neat, because they are wax, okay, the wax crayons, the pure crayons we grew up coloring as a kid, this can be used, and if you're going to do some washes on top, it will actually resist the paint, which is kind of neat. Okay, now these kind of work just for small lines. I use these pencil crayons more when I'm at my last layering parts of my abstract to add more color and stuff like that. So, you just take, this is just a pencil crayon, and you just can add color to add more. See how I'm kind of, it's a little wet still, so it's not really doing that great, but I'm adding more color into that area. Okay, you can do that with pencil crayons. And another one is water soluble. Are these? There are a wide variety of colors. These are called Woody Stabilos. So Woody, Stabilo, Stabilos, Stabilo. Okay, right there. Can you see it? Maybe I'll get, this will show up a little bit more there. Okay, so these are just like watercolor pencil crayons, just like the watercolor neo pastels. You can put color down. They act like a pencil crayon to put color down like that, but you can also go like this. Okay, take a wet brush and just go over like that. Okay, so that's what's wonderful about them. They call them 3-in-1, and I forget the third way of using them. So yeah, but they are water soluble. Another one that some people use, and I as well use, these are called China markers. You know what? And I'm not sure why they're called China markers. So I have red, black, and blue. Okay, and these are one of the ones that you just kind of pull to sharpen, and then you get rid of the paper around. So here they are, right? They're really, really nice to add color to it, okay? And the last thing, sometimes when I'm working with smaller pieces, I'll use my mark making. I'll bring out my pencils. So my pencils will add some line work, as well as near the end, they'll add some more line work as well. So you could take anything. I mean, remember, B's mean there's carbon. So 9B is a little thicker, and it's carbon, okay, compared to, a 2B, which we're used to drawing with and using as our pencils. See, not as much charcoal, right? So these work perfect. I use these more in their use of line, truly doing line work, not necessarily shading. Okay, even while the paint is wet, that I'll do a layer of paint, I'll bring this on top and I'll do a scribble. And some of the paint, some of this pencil will be seen, and some of this pencil will actually pull the paint up and out. So that is really neat. So here they are. You've got a wide variety of mark makers, and there's so much more. I mean, I didn't cover a lot. But that should be a really good start if you're looking for an abstract, wanting to make marks onto your work, okay, as the beginning layers or sometimes as the final layers, just to enrich colors or add a little more detail. So there you go. Have fun. Okay, welcome to the guided meditation, which will actually be a sensory relaxation. So this is going to be where you're going to be imagining, using your senses to actually, use your senses. You're going to be using your sight, your sound, texture, a sense of movement. You're going to be imagining all these things. So it's a really wonderful way to really get back into your body and experience all your senses. Now, I suggest you close your eyes, and this will really help you sense these senses much more, because your imagination will be that much stronger with it. However, if you wish to leave your eyes slightly open, when slightly open is there's just a slit of light coming through. So you'll be able to see this here just barely, but your eyes are still open, okay? And if you are interested in a picture like this, doing something like this in a future video, please let me know, and I would be glad to recreate this with you. So close your eyes. Relax, either in a seated position or lying down. Imagine that you're at the top of a stairway. At the bottom of the stairway is a state of peace, calm, and relaxation. Notice how you are feeling right now at the top of the stairway. Begin to descend the stairway, going down toward relaxation, down and down to a state of calm and peace. Picture yourself going slowly down the staircase, one step at a time. It is a comfortable, safe descent to a place of relaxation. Move down step by step at your own pace, becoming more and more relaxed with each step. You might even begin to get a bit sleepy as you get closer and closer to the relaxation. That's okay. Allow your mind to drift and your body to relax, heavy and comfortable. Moving down the stairway, down, 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 almost to the bottom now. When you reach the bottom, you will be pleasantly relaxed. Now that you are experiencing a feeling of relaxation, create a mental picture in your mind of these relaxing visual images. Imagine looking at an entire field of flowers from a great distance. See the flowers growing all the way to the horizon, as far as you can see. Focus in closer and closer until you're able to focus on several blossoms at arm's length. Now imagine looking at one beautiful flower. See the color, the petals, the leaves, the stem. Imagine looking at the flower from very close up. See the little details of the flowers, including any texture in the petals, drops of water, and grains of pollen. Create a new visual in your mind now. Imagine that you're looking at a piece of crystal. The crystal itself is transparent, but becomes bathed in a variety of colors as light is transformed on its surfaces and within the crystal. See the shining colors, moving, ever-changing, flowing. See the surfaces of the crystal and the light shining upon them and reflecting off of them. Are the surfaces smooth or rough, rounded, sharp? Imagine this beautiful piece of crystal. Picture turning and moving the crystal to see the light play upon and radiate from it. Can you see through the crystal? What does it look like? Let's move on now to one of the other senses, hearing. Can you imagine the sound of waves? Hear it in your mind, the sound of waves washing to the shore. What about the sounds of a park on a sunny day? You might hear birds singing, children playing, people talking, dogs barking, a splashing fountain. Imagine the sounds of the breeze blowing in the park, the sounds of a game of catch, laughter, the rhythmic thud of a ball as it is caught in a glove, thrown and caught in the glove again. What other sounds might you hear in the park? Now imagine a different sound. The sound of rain on the roof. Imagine the sound of the rain as each drop lands. You may hear the gentle sound of a few scattered drops, or you may hear a harder rain, the constant tap, tap, tap of many drops landing together. Hear the sound of the rain. Now let's imagine the sense of smell. Can you imagine the scent of baking cookies? The warm mix of vanilla, sugar, maybe some chocolate. Now move on to imagine the sense of taste. Imagine placing slices of lemon against your tongue. Imagine the sour taste of the lemon if you were to bite into the slice. Now imagine the taste of something sweet, a candy, a cookie. Think of a food that you like. Now imagine taking a bite of this food. Taste the food. Let's imagine now the sense of touch. Picture an animal that you like. Maybe a friendly dog or cat or rabbit with very soft fur. Feel the soft fur on the palm of your hand. Imagine moving your hand along the sleek fur. Imagine now a tub of warm water that is big enough to place your feet in. Imagine placing your bare feet into the tub of water. The water is pleasantly hot. Feel the warm water on your feet all the way up to your ankles. Think of holding an object in your hands that is very soft, perhaps a sponge. Imagine squeezing the sponge. Now, think of an object that is hard, like a stone. Imagine holding a hard, smooth, cool stone in your hands. Think of touching something rough, like the bark of a tree. Imagine moving your hand along the tree bark and feeling the details of the rough surface. Imagine wrapping up in a heavy blanket. Feel the blanket wrapped tightly around you, providing firm but gentle pressure all over your body. Very comfortable and heavy. Let's move to the last sensation, the sensation of movement. Imagine lying in a hammock that is gently swaying. Feel the slight movement from left to right, to left to right, calming and repetitive movement. Can you imagine the feeling of being on a roller coaster? Imagine the feeling of accelerating forward, going up on an incline, slowing as you reach the top, and going up the last bit, leveling off and rushing over the other side, accelerating very fast, down, 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 reaching the bottom and rushing up the next hill, around a curve, fast turns, feeling the movement of the roller coaster ride. Now imagine a different movement, moving your body. Imagine running, taking great strides as you almost fly along, running quickly, smoothly, and easily. Feel the movement of your muscles, your arms and legs. Feel each step. Lastly, imagine how it would feel if you were able to fly. Imagine moving through the air. Feel the movement as you glide, turn, move up, move down, fly through the sky. This brief journey through the senses has allowed you to experience sensory relaxation. Now it is time to return to the present. Get back in touch with your environment. Imagine a staircase once again. You're at the bottom of the staircase right now. At the top of the staircase is a state of alertness, awareness, and calm. When you reach the top of the staircase, you will be fully awake and alert, ready to complete your usual daily activities while maintaining a feeling of calm. Proceed up the staircase, moving higher, 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 reaching the middle of the staircase, becoming more and more alert. A few more steps. Take the last few steps, reaching the top of the staircase. Take a deep breath. Exhale, feeling calm and alert. You can open your eyes now and stretch. Isn't that wonderful? I really like that one. I can really sense everything. And especially, when we had that lemon, oh my goodness, my mouth started salivating. Yeah, and those cookies smelled awfully good to me. So I hope you enjoyed that as well. Again, you can come back to this anytime. Just make note of the video that you're watching today and that this is the sensory experience one. And just again, as I mentioned before, everything is time-stamped for you. So all you have to do is go find the time and press play. So happy you could join me with that one. Welcome to the Thanksgiving Gratitude Leaves. So this is part 2 of it. So last week we did all of the base. So we painted with the, what was it, the watercolor? Dr. P.H. Martin's watercolor, radiant concentrated watercolors. There you go. Long title. So we painted with those. If you didn't join us, just go back to it, and really easy. And you don't have to have the Dr. P.H. Martin's watercolors, okay? You can use whatever watercolors you have. You could use tempera paint. You could use, even wash would work, I think. Acrylic, I think you could use. Yeah, I'm just concerned about using the ink on top with the acrylic. But again, you can use a variety of materials. Okay, so now we're going to go into part 2, which is actually creating the lovely detailing on the leaves, and then naturally cutting them out, And also, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of suggestions of possibilities of things that you could be thankful for. Now, please use your own stuff because that will have so much more meaning for you. Okay, so really look inside of yourself and your life, and even maybe right now jot down a few things that you are thankful for. Okay, this is also a possibility that you could use this as a Thanksgiving garland. So hang these up in the air. Be a lovely little addition to your Thanksgiving celebration. Another opportunity you could use them for is to have them on the table. Okay, with the Thanksgiving meal, find little places for them and ask your guests to pick 3 leaves. And have pens available and have them flip over the leaves, and on the back of them write down a thing that they're grateful for each leaf. So they'll have 3 leaves, so then they'll pick 3 things that they're grateful for. And then they can share that, go around the table. That would be a nice, lovely tradition to begin, right? Another option is you could do this personally for yourself. I find a gratefulness routine is so important in my life. It just helps me every single day to be on the lookout for things that I'm grateful for. And they can be simple little things, or they could be a major thing that has happened to you. So again, you can do this for yourself. Write down things that you're grateful for on the back of the leaves and just have them displayed in a little bowl. And every day you can just pick up a leaf and remind yourself of things that you're grateful for. So I've done enough talking, so here we go into doing the detail mark making on your leaves, and also with suggestions of things that you could be grateful for. But again, use your own. Here we go. So take off the tape. I think I've got some water here. Yeah. Don't want any water around anymore. Don't worry about the paper if it rips, right? We don't need to be worried about that. And taking that off here. Oh, well, making a big mess here. Okay. So, I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to just put these away. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these out, and I'm going to leave a little white around each one. The ring got hooked there. Oh, I forgot to leave a stem. Leave a stem. Aren't they beautiful? I mean, isn't that pretty? Imagine having this on a table, just kind of all splued out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sharpies, okay? I want something thicker. I'm going to need a thicker line. in order to show off these designs, because we've got a lot happening in the background due to the splatters and due to the color variations. So the line needs to be strong in order to be visual. Okay, a thin line won't do it. Now, if you like them just like this, leave them like this, you know, and then you can, if you want, you could even write, like, instead of writing on the back what you're thankful for, you could write it on the front, right? So that's one option, right? It's funny, I've got splatter on my drink. I wouldn't be surprised if I had splatter in my drink. So, so I've got the thin one. I'm not going to use this one. I might use this one maybe for the dots. I've left the white just kind of to do some. I think the white really makes a difference too. It makes it, you see, it gives it a contrast between whatever's underneath the table. So I think that's a really good thing. Now, I could use this one. Now, I'm not going to use it like the full, see, here's those watercolors. So I'm not going to use it as a full line like that. You know, I was just going to use the tip. Yeah, the tip works well. So I think I will do that. So make sure that I'm on screen. Right now I'm standing up. I'm not in my chair. So draw my center line going down to my stem, right? And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Now this, now that I'm thinking of it, might bleed to the back. Oh, it's not too bad. Now, if you feel more comfortable doing this in pencil first, go ahead and do that. So we're going to put little dots on the edge of these, the tip of these, I mean, the edge. Oops, that didn't work. Oh, that great. Now I'm just going to do some dots in here. Doing some dots around. There you go. There's one. Okay. Another one. Let's do again. Line down the center, going down to the stem, right? And this time we're going to do look at that. A little weird on the other side, so again, going 1 and a dot. So I'm going to do dots again. What's nice about these is you don't have to press hard to get a dot. And all you do is press the tip down and you've got yourself that dot, right? So that is kind of nice. And it dries so quickly too. There, and what can I do here? Yeah, let's do kind of the same thing. Oops, the same thing with a dot. So this is just a variation of lines. Are you going to use long lines? I'm not necessarily, well, I guess I'm going to use thick lines because these will be viewed as thick lines compared to what I'm going to do next. So now this is where I'm going to bring in my smaller Sharpie, okay? And I'm just going to do little dashes. Try and keep them somewhat straight. I'm kind of going, whoop, whoop, yep, yeah, there you go. See, there I went kind of a little off, but that's okay. So then again, with this one, we're going to use dots. So I'm going to just use little dots this time. Again, they don't have to be perfect. Some can be closer together. Some can be further apart. But again, the nice thing of the Sharpie versus a, say, ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen, you'd actually have to, you know, make the dots, right? These ones, you're making the dots very simply by just placing the ink down. You don't have to do anything else. So there you go. There's the third one. And again, I'm going to check the background. Yeah, not too bad. So it's a little kind of coming through, but not too bad. Okay, so I think the thicker line might be a little too thick. So I'm going to just go like that with this. Okay, and I'm going to just I'm not lining it according to, you know, what I've done. See, I'm a little off, and that's okay. So I'm going to make I'm going to do a little abstraction here, do a little leaf kind of thing on the inside. And again, I'm going to do my 1, 2, 3. And let's just do little loop-de-loops on the inside. Again, this is not a realistic leaf, right? We know it simply by the colors, but also by the design I'm doing, right? So we're going to do little dots in here. Dots work is kind of repeating that element that we've already established with doing dots when we were painting, right? We were doing the splattering, and the splattering caused dots. And then now we're drawing them in. And then now I'm going to just go really light here. Oh, so easy to do. Just kind of do it nice and light. Again, I'm not really in a row. Well, kind of. I'm trying to get it in between the line and the curvy line there. The bumpy line that I did. There we go. There's another one done. Let's do this. I'm going to actually use this thinner Sharpie now. Still again. So I'm going to do curved lines. So I'm going to do big lines. And they're going to connect, okay? So little line. Big line, little line. Big line, little line. Big line, little line. Big line, little, big, little, big, and little. Okay? So we're repeating that on the other side. Oops. Oh. I was like, how come there's two big ones? Because I made a mistake. Two big lines. There we go. That's a little, yep. Just gotta, if you're doing a pattern, just watch your pattern. These, actually, you'll notice it when it's done, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, I'm going to then do dots again. Doing those dots. I'm going to do something a little different. I don't know if it'll actually work, but I'm going to do, okay, so here's the long one. Here's supposed to be my short one. I'm going to do the line right there. At a distance, it'll look like the pattern is good, right? But when you look up close, you go, oh, she missed it there. So now again, I'm going to do my dots around here just to give it a little extra detailing. So it can be in the color area, it could be in the white area. Okay, and the key is as long as it's there. My hair's in my way. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe those lines should be, I'm going to make those lines thicker. I almost need one in between. You know what I mean? Oh, that works. That works, yeah. With it being bigger, it's almost like it needs that. Just to show off a bit more. Key is to make sure my dots are big enough to kind of be visual. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, good, good, good. Okay. So let's do this one. I've got just a Sharpie, like a normal Sharpie. So I've got here's my stem, okay? And I'm going to do an outside line. Then I'm going to do, it's going to come up, and I'm going to do a parallel line with that. You see that? Like that. So then, next I'm going to do little divisions. Kind of like leaves, right? Where they come off kind of like they're, you know, the little veins in the leaves, right? Okay, now I'm going to do dots in here. Bigger dots, because leaves can be spotty. And that's the reason why I did the ones with the splattering. So what we're going to do is line design in between between as a pattern. So here's, that one's going to be done, left open. This one's going to be done, left open, done, left open, done. Okay, starting at the bottom again. This one's open. This one's that. Okay. So creating that pattern. So there you go. There's the leaf. If I want, I could do some smaller dots in here. Just to fill that space up. There we go. Let's go here, and is this a little bit of, this is a bit better point. So I'm going to do again my stem there, and we're going to do little scallops. Now this isn't like a leaf. Okay, well, I guess maybe some are like that. There we go. Then I'm going to do another scallop inside, and maybe even trying to do another one like that, really inside one. So now we've got that. So let's do our dots again, right? So let's have the first one empty, and let's do this one. Simple but effective. Okay, oh, let's get some of these, let's get some spiky leaves again. I haven't seen those for a while, so let's do, okay, so coming down like that. I'm going to try and make it a parallel leaf, kind of like a maple leaf, something like. That is not like at all like a maple leaf. Well, I knew it wasn't, but I wanted like the 3 spikes, the 3, you know, kind of the top there. So that was the similarity between the Canadian flag there. There. Kind of different. Let's do one thing here and kind of an open-ended dot, which is a circle. Don't worry about, I'm not matching these up at all. I'm just playing. You know, that is your choice too. If you want your leaves to be more matchy-matchy, go ahead and do that, right? Like, you know what I mean, matchy-matchy is make them symmetrical. Make them one side is exactly like the other side. It takes away a little bit of your creative juice kind of popping in there, but it works. Remember, you need to do you. What feels good to you is what's best for you. A lot of times, you know, like we go, well, that's the way Barb did it on the video. Well, you know, that's, you know, sometimes it's a good thing to follow me, because when you're learning, you can learn the basics from me. But then there comes a time where it's like, okay, oh, I see what she's doing, but you know what? I'm going to do something different. Yeah. So speaking of, I'm going to make these a little bit thicker. I want them to show up a bit more. No, they might go through. Nope, not too bad. Actually, not at all. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do these lines. I'm going to actually follow the lines this time. When I say follow the lines, I mean match the lines. There we go. Okay. So now with that, what I'm going to do is take the thinner pen and I'm going to do a pattern again. I'm going to fill in one section, leave a space, fill in the next section. Now, with all these patterns that I've shown you, you just can repeat these over and over again. And there'll be a variety because of the variety of backgrounds you have. So people won't say, oh, that's a repeated pattern. They'll actually see it more as a new leaf, right? I mean, some might pick it up, like if you have a guest like me who's very visual, they'll say, okay, oh, they repeated the pattern in some of them. But that's okay. They're each going to look different because of what you did with the colors and, you know, the varied kind of patterns and stuff that you inked on top. So again, this could be a very wonderful way to, you know, share your thankfulness and everything like that. So there you go. I'm going to do one more, and then we'll go from here, because I want to talk a little bit about things, what we can be thankful for. This is going to be a long one, I think, but you know, maybe I'll divide it up. I haven't figured that out yet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines. You see how I'm leaving a space? Yeah, it's the space is leaving it to, again, you need breathing room in your artwork. Whether it's just leaves that you're doing here or it's an actual artwork piece that you're doing, you need to have a place where your eyes come to rest. So with that area, I could leave it blank, okay? or I'm just going to do some dots. I'm actually drawing in these dots, like I'm not just dotting the paper, which I could do with the thicker one, but I picked up the smaller one and started doing this, so I thought, hey, might as well continue. These are the ones we have done so far. Now, aren't they pretty? Like, look at those. Oops. Can you imagine that? That'd be very pretty on your table. Okay, so I'm going to finish up these rest of these, but let's go on and talk about thankfulness and things we can be thankful for. Now, if you want, with your guests, you can give them, you know, some things that they could consider, like a list. I actually made out a list. See what I mean? Look at, I made a list. So I'm going to put this on the screen so you can kind of see it as well. One thing I want to mention down here, and that's why I have this note, is I wrote a blog, and it's called 2024 Thanksgiving. And my webpage, it's in the video description, but it's www.barbaralynnburns.com. And you can go to my blog, okay? And it's entitled 2024 Thanksgiving. And you can click on that. And the reason why I want you to click on it and go there is because I have 10 things to be grateful for. So I've just kind of made a lump sum of some of the things you can be grateful for. Granted, look at this list. There's a whole lot more. But there's 10 kind of basic things to be thankful for. And also here, I also shared about 5 ways you can add moments of gratitude towards your life. What I do is every night before I go to bed, I have a list of 3 things that I'm grateful for of that day. What happened? Now, some days can be really rough. Like I could be sick, and I've actually written down, I'm breathing as one of the things I'm grateful for. And hey, that's something to be grateful for. So, you know, but there's 5 different ways that you can add moments of gratitude towards your life. And it really does make a difference in your life to have a heart and a mind open to gratitude, because what happens is you start looking for those things. What can I be grateful for today? How can, you know, what is the beauty around me that I can just go, oh man, this is amazing. So think of those things, right? So I'm going to read the list. You can take a screenshot of this list and, you know, you could type it out and make it look all nice for your family. But again, you can go online and look up literally a list of things to be grateful for. And it'll share that with you. So then what you can do is, again, as I mentioned, have the family members, okay, pick 3 of their favorite, write down what they're thankful for. Again, you can make a garland out of this, you know. You can create a gratitude bowl with these in here. I mean, options. But, you know, one is family. Now, family doesn't have to be blood. It could be your chosen family, okay? Close friends, your health. Now, today, my growth on my spine was really giving me extreme pain, where sometimes it was really hard to breathe and get comfortable. So even though, you know, I would write down health. You know, is my health perfect? Not at all. But there are other things that are working well that I am grateful for. So health, okay? Home, whatever you call home, all right? It doesn't have to be a structure. Your home could be a person. Your home could be your pet. Your job, okay? The job could be something that just pays the bills, but you can be grateful for that. Or it could be a job that you feel you're making a contribution. Okay? So those type of things. Healthy foods. And that's one. Internet. Thank goodness for internet, because you're watching me right now. I'm grateful for that. YouTube channels. You know, some of the YouTube channels you find to be really enjoyable and that you get a lot out of. So, you know, you can be thankful for those things. I'm very thankful for my website. I'm very thankful for other people's websites. Education. You know, it could be you just made it up to grade 12. Some of you could be grade 9. Some of us have a PhD. You know, whatever education you get. Education does not necessarily mean by an institution either. Education could be by, well, what you learn. I get, like that other day I learned about that not all Canadians have Thanksgiving as a holiday. That was an education for me. I learned something new. So learning can come from different ways, and good old life, right? Pets. Oh my goodness. Those that have pets, they are family and they are loved. A good night's sleep. You know, talk to any new mom who has a newborn baby or little kids. She'll say, good night's sleep is wonderful. Subsiding of pain. That's what I had today, that my pain was really bad, but I rested for a bit. You know, I came to this recording a little later than I would have normally liked, but I was able to subside the pain. The pain's still there, but it's less intense than what it was. So that's something I'm thankful for. The seasons. Do you love a certain particular season, or do you love all of them? You know, you could be thankful for each one, and list what you're thankful for each one. Your financial savings. You know, I'm grateful that as a teacher, I have my RSPs that I put in during while I was teaching. I'm very thankful for those. Time off. Today actually is a day off. I work only part-time, so at the hospital. So today, the time off was able to spend doing a YouTube video for you. And here we are. And I'm grateful for that. Weekends. Now, personally, I don't get all my weekends off because I am working at the hospital. But when I do, I am thankful for that. Fresh air, right? There's some countries that have terrible air. We need to be grateful for fresh air. Trees, parks, transportation, okay? Say you don't have a car and you have to take the bus. Well, be grateful for the bus. Otherwise, you'd have to walk, or otherwise you'd have to ride a bike. But if you have a bike, be thankful for that. You're getting what I'm doing here, huh? What am I? Oh, clean water. I couldn't even read my own writing. Clean water. Technology. Boy, we have come a long way. I mean, I've got lights surrounding me, so it's well lit, so you can see what I'm doing. I've got my iPhone that's like a mini computer. Amazes me. Anyway, so technology. A good book, right? You could write your favorite book on the back of one of these, or your favorite books. Art. Okay, teachers that you've had. Now, teachers don't have to be necessarily in the school, right? They could be teachers that you've had in life, like mentors. Modern healthcare. I'm very grateful to be Canadian and to have the healthcare that I do. Music, colors. Oh my gosh, colors. Like, look at, we made some colors today. Beautiful colors. Giving gifts. Receiving gifts, Wi-Fi, Netflix, Crave, all those different channels that the world is brought to us, that we can just see. It amazes me, just amazes me. Fuzzy socks, Google. I don't know an answer. I can just go on my little phone here and find the answer. Okay, fortune cookies. I love fortune cookies. I can't eat the fortune cookies anymore because I'm celiac, but I just love the whole idea of them. You get a cookie and a little thing to think about. GSP. GPS, I mean GSP. GPS. We were in Vancouver, and all we needed was our phone to get around. Just brilliant. And the list can go on and on and on and on. But I encourage you to find the gratitude in your life. And, this is just a small way, due to Thanksgiving, that we have gratitude in our lives. But I encourage you to make it every day. So with that, let's stop here and, let's go to the oracle reading. But I'm going to finish the rest of these because I sure love my leaves so far. So have a great one, and we'll see you in the next section. Here we are for the oracle reading. The one card. Last time I picked 2 cards, so I read both cards. So who knows how this week will be. So this is the Namaste Blessing and Divination cards by Toni, Carmine, Salerno. Okay? Namaste, I'm going to tell you what it means by what they wrote, because I think sometimes they say it better than I can. So Namaste is an ancient Sanskrit blessing and greeting and salutation, which means I honor the spirit in you, which is also in me. Isn't that beautiful? Some people have also said, I honor the God within you that is also in me. Simple but powerful. So, if you do get these cards, you will find that they have such lovely visuals on them. Lovely, just beautiful. A lot of trees, very going back to nature, right? Oh, beautiful, huh? Very fall-like, some of them. Just beautiful. Okay, so wonderful cards that then on the back of them, they all have different blessings. Okay, so what you can do is you can lay these out and pick the one that you are most drawn to. Okay, and that could be the visual. So you could take the cards and just go through them, rifle through them and say, I'm attracted to that one. And maybe you could say, I'm going to choose 3 cards that I really, really like, and then choose your favorite 3. What I'm going to do is a blind pull. So I'm going to close my eyes right now, and I'm going to pick a card that is best for someone watching this video, or it could be someone's, meaning the collective. So it means all of us can benefit from this message. So here we go. There we go. So this is, it's beautiful. Look at that. It has 2 trees that are very well rooted, that are almost entwined with each other. Each has a heart on it, and it's kind of in the breath of summer where it's covered with leaves. Looks like the sun is just in full force in the sky, and everything is growing and everything is well. So let's see what it is. A blessing in relationship. So a relationship could be a relationship with another. It could be a relationship with an object that you have. It could be a relationship that you have with a group. Various relationships can happen. So this is a blessing in relationship. A current relationship is reflecting something that is wounded inside of you. Okay, something is wounded inside of you. A wound from long ago, perhaps even from a past life, Look within, find the part of you that is wounded, and send it love. All will heal, and you will be stronger and wiser for it. Very powerful. So a current relationship is reflecting a wounded side. So this is a perfect opportunity to look inside of yourself and see what is hurting. What is there? Are you feeling a sense of lack or pain from? And then by looking at it, you send love to it. And that's all you do. Very simple. A lot of times we think we have to do this, 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 and this. The simplest and most profound thing we can do is to send love to ourselves, to send love to that wound. And you will find over time, it's not a quick fix, but over time it will heal. And you'll be stronger and the wiser for it. So, look inside of yourself. See what's wounded, what's hurting. Send love to it. Send love to it on a continual basis. And you will grow and be the wiser and stronger for it. That's beautiful. There you go. Okay, there we are. We are finished with the Thanksgiving Gratitude Leaves. I hope this project brings you joy. And I hope that, maybe you'll add joy to other people's lives as well. I think anytime we take the time to think about things that we're grateful, it always adds to our life. It's a matter of just stopping and really being still and looking within and without and see what are you so very happy and feeling so blessed with. Is it a friendship? Is it a relationship? Is it your phone? Is it your computer? Is it lights in your house? Is it being able to pay rent? Is it being able to buy food? Is it your special dessert? What type of things are you grateful for? Family, friends, loved ones. It can be so large. Or it could be so small. So what brings you a sense of gratefulness? And I think it's a beautiful thing that we should reflect on every day. But I'm so happy to be able to bring you this special creation in order to increase and help you along your gratitude journey. So with that, I loved sharing about the mark making supplies. That should give you some ideas of things that you might want to use in the future when you're creating an abstract or anything like that. And then the wonderful sensory relaxation. That is one to come by again and again, because if anything, that is one true one that I really get in connection with my body. And so by getting in connection with my body at the present moment, it's a form of relaxation. So, and then, as I mentioned, the project and the beautiful oracle card that we had about reminding us to look inside and find the places that were wounded and to know that we can heal that with love. And just to be patient and loving towards yourself is so important. It's a lesson I keep using day after day. And sometimes I have to remind myself, no, Barb, stop and love yourself. We're going to make it. And somehow you do, right? And again, it goes back to things that I'm grateful for, because the things that I'm grateful for actually help me on this journey of life. And because I see how blessed I am and how much abundance I really have when I think I don't have much. but I do have a lot, you know? So, with that, here I send you off with gratitude. Thank you so much for being a part of my world, and I value you so much with your comments and all that you share with me. It really means the world to me, and I'm so grateful for your eyes on my videos. Please again, like and subscribe, and here again, I send you off with gratitude and the greatest love. Take care. Love you. Bye-bye.